Hey guys, been working on this all day. This is the third one I've made. Finally got it the way I wanted it. It's a real piece of work. Book's relatively simple, but figuring this out and figuring out how to do this and everything was pretty complicated. This slides on the CO2 tube of a Crosman 2240 to act as a little forestock, so a notch comes up into the trigger guard. This area here is where the barrel band goes on. What you do is you take the grip frame off and you slide it from the back forward, and then you put the grip frame on and it locks it in place. Requires no hardware to hold it. Pretty nifty little idea. I've never seen anything like it, so I'm kind of proud of myself for coming up with it. I'll show you the madness down in the shop in just a second. That's a real wintry looking sky, isn't it? Well, let me show you the madness in the shop here. I've got some wood shapings going on. Pardon me, I'm eating some leftover cold pizza because I am starving. As you can see, I have been producing a few wood chips. And this is definitely not the first time I did this one. Did one. It just sucked. Here's another one. This isn't actually too bad, but at the last minute I totally screwed up by cutting too much off the top so that the tube didn't hold it anymore. And then it was history. Now, theoretically, probably could be held with a screw through the barrel band, but there's not a lot of meat right there, and it might just rattle around. It's kind of a bummer. So that was number 2 that got screwed up. And here, let me show you what I came up with now. Originally, I was slipping them over the front, and I was going to try and attach it with a screw through the barrel band, and then I thought, you know, I bet you I could get this thing to slip from the back, which is what it does. And that's what you end up with on the CO2 tube. And then the grip just locks it right in place so it doesn't rattle or anything, and it's jammed up against the barrel band so we can't move. And that was a real pain in the butt, was cutting out the barrel band, because the grain on this Chechen, it's very wavy, so you're trying to use a chisel and it just wants to splinter and tear out, so it was really a piece of work to do. But pretty nifty. And I scratched up my barrel band so much I just decided to go ahead and polish it. I was like, okay, how many times am I going to tear this thing up? So I just finally went ahead and polished it. So it had so many scratches on it. Now it's got more scratches on it where I polished it, right? So I got to polish it some more. But anyway, and I will show you what this thing looks like all together in just a second, right? Yikes, do not fall down. Alright, so there, that's what it looks like installed. Now, I could sculpt this thing. I could make it tapered or whatever. If I had a bigger piece of wood, I could make a big angle piece, you know, kind of like a magpul style that would come all the way down to here, you know, or whatever. I mean, it could be any shape. I chose an octagon because I like octagons, and it just gives you a lot of different grips. You can hold it. I like the way it feels. You know, you can wrap your finger around the top angle of the octagon. You got your thumb down the long side. You got part of your palm here. You know, obviously it could be round. It could be a lot of different shapes. Just like, you know, whatever size shape grips you want to make, right? But this is the one I made. So, and it's extremely on there. I mean, there's no rattle. It's not going to come off. It can't come off. It's trapped by the barrel band. And the only way to get it off is to take the grip off and slide it out the back. And it's wide enough here. The reason I made this gap here was just to clear the breach. And that's why that's there. And there's a notch here, obviously, for this. Now, you know, this could be thinner and tapered out or whatever, but I liked as much meat as I could get on it. I may shape this, I may change this, who knows. I mean, it could be sculpted, you could put little finger grooves in it, whatever. But the idea is that now I've got a forend on this thing, so when I put a shoulder stock on it, I have something to hold it properly, like a carbine. Something I wanted to design and make. So there you have it. You know, a lot of different ways to make it, obviously, a lot of different shapes it could be. So that may not be the most beautiful shape ever, because it's kind of fat and chunky like a Zeppelin. Kind of looks like a dirigible. The little angles and curves and whatnot. Get over here in the light where you can see it better. But it's got some gorgeous grain. If I can get the camera to see it. Yeah, the camera just wants to look at the chips on the floor and stuff. It doesn't want to look at what I'm staring at, obviously. Anyway, there you have it, guys. So another little invention here from Little Mountain. Forearm for Crosman 2240. So give me some feedback, guys. Let me know what you think about that. I might have to go do a little shooting, see if it helps me with my accuracy. I generally have a two-hand stance where I'm locking my hands together, but I bet you this would work just as good too, with a hand here and a hand there. And there you have it. Thanks for watching, guys.